Today I would like to tell you my tale of who with DELL. Last year I purchased an Alienware Area 51 MR2 in brand new condition. After about a day I noticed a gray stripe in the middle of the display. Immediately I assumed that it was just a loose cable that could have caused the problem. But after disassembling it, I noticed some very serious quality issues, which a big company like Dell simply can't be allowed to have. Several screws were missing from the back cover, the battery, the main board, and also the GPU. I immediately suspected that other things might not have been assembled properly either, as several screws were missing the first time I opened the unit. So I disassembled it further and completely reassembled all the components. And the first shock came when I saw that a factory label on the CPU had been forgotten to be removed. Look at those pictures, it's unbelievable. As if that wasn't enough, they also forgot to remove the protective film on the heat pipe too. Mistakenly, I thought that was everything, but on closer inspection I noticed that the protective film on the thermal pads had not been removed either. Such a mess there. Really? You can't even bother to do some quality checks? Are you serious? After all this disappointment, I called Dell and complained about the screen. Well, I didn't say anything about the miserable quality tests at first because I didn't know how they would have reacted. So I only complained about the screen. They were very friendly, yes, that's true. But at this point I was very torn apart because on the one hand I wanted a new device, but also it was no longer available. And on the other hand, I didn't want it anymore because I had been so disappointed at the beginning that I didn't really feel like buying anything from Dell ever again. But in the end, I decided to get a replacement screen from Dell. So after about 1 or 2 weeks, the technician came to my house and he was a good guy. He was a great guy. He knew what he was doing and he replaced the display. After about 30 minutes, he was completely finished. During the visual inspection, I noticed that the display had several red pixel issues. Also, the newly installed display did not support G-Sync either. So I called the technician back and told him that I didn't want the device anymore. A few hours later, they called me to explain the whole situation again. So I explained the situation to them and insisted that I didn't want the unit any longer. 2 days later, I received an exchange offer with the Alienware X17R1. I rejected the offer because I requested a new A51 MR2, but they said it had been out of production, so this time they offered me the top of the line X17R2, which I have today. 2 weeks later, it arrived and the problems did not disappear. The device had serious performance and temperature problems. As you can see in my videos, it kept freezing up for no apparent reason, crashed, and it was just simply unusable. Such a shame, really. I called Dell again and told them that the unit was constantly overheating and also it had performance issues. Then one day the machine wouldn't turn on anymore. So, such a big surprise. I was angry and figured that it was impossible that a major company like Dell just couldn't manage to sell correctly assembled laptops, let alone at that price. After emailing back and forth, they gave in and sent me a new unit. I hope you haven't fallen asleep after this long story, but end of the story is I didn't give up and now I have a well-functioning laptop with very good performance. Thank you for watching, bye.